clearly writing about a divorce. I don't think we had really seen that in a long time as far as just like really going in for it. And so there's just like a level of inspiration where you don't have to try to make something, I guess, embellish something.
Just great country.
Smooth country.
Well, Carly, welcome to Smooth Country. I'm delighted to be able to catch you because I know so many different things are going on with you right now. But firstly, I've got to say huge congratulations for the Grammy win.
Thank you. It's weird to even hear that sentence associated with me.
On the night, and here's a question that it was playing through my mind. When you go to the award ceremony, do you have any clue at all that you may or may not win, or is it a total surprise?
A total surprise. I had 0% faith that we would win.
Oh, that much?
Yeah, the Grammys are different. I feel like they're maybe not always like the current singles of the world. They can go a little bit more on the more artistic side of things. So we were up against some really big artists, and I just did not think that would happen.
Well, that makes it all the sweeter, surely.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And on a technical point of view, for anybody watching or listening to this, you get one each, you and Ashley? You don't have to share it, right?
No, we do not have to share it. Thank the Lord.
I can imagine this thing where, Ashley has it now for 7 months of the year and you're ringing her up saying, come on, it's my turn,
Totally. Yes, that would be how it would go. We would definitely fight over it.
Well, it seems to me that collaborations work really well for you. I remember, with Lee Brice too, there seems to be a thing where it worked extra special magic on it somehow. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I had the idea of having Lee come and sing with me. I wrote that song as a duet. Then this one, I had the idea of having Ashley come and do a song with me, and we wrote it together. So I think I'm 2 for 2 on duets.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to take it right back though, because I was fascinated when I got the nod that I was going to be talking to you, that you started out really early and you went to Dollywood to work there. But was there part of a master plan? Was that a kind of that's one way in to get a little closer to the industry, or did you just want to work there?
I think for me, I was a sophomore in high school and I wanted an excuse to get out of school so that I could start to figure out how to do this country music thing.
Yeah.
So I think it was always intended to be a stepping stone. And, but I was very excited when I got the job.
And I've got to ask you, while we're on the subject of Dollywood, did you meet the great lady back in the day in that capacity?
I did a few times. She meets all of her performers. And I don't think I said anything to her because I was so shocked. But yes, I did meet her.
And it must have been fun then catching up with her at a later stage when your career has launched and stuff. You've bumped into her since, surely, right?
Oh, yes. She actually invited me to be a member of the Opry. She came and pretended that we were doing a Dollywood commercial. So it was definitely a full circle moment for me to have her be there. And she knows that I'm she calls me her little Dollywood angel. So I will take that.
Got to ask you as well, you got plans to put in a different spin on your recent album, 29 Written in Stone. There's a live version coming out. So how did that happen? What was the thinking behind that?
I've always loved live albums just as a music fan, and knew that I wanted to do one at some point. And this album just changed my whole life. And I feel like for people that maybe didn't get to come to the shows, it was such a special thing to be at those shows and to hear the stories behind the songs and just the storytelling aspect and the musicality of it. My band just really made that record come to life. And I felt like this was the right time to do it on such a monumental album.
It's a great idea because live albums used to be, such a thing. And then I felt that they dropped away a little bit, and now you're bringing them back. And presumably you can do a lot more with the songs as well, because you can enhance them or go take them a different way if you wish.
Yeah, I think that we take some musical liberties on it, and I've got some special guests, and it's just it's really for anybody that didn't get to see the show live or maybe just wants to relive it again.
Now you're going to be heading out on the road pretty soon as well with Blake Shelton on his Back to the Honky Tonk tour. I wanted to ask you, because you tour in your own right and now you're touring with Blake, is the difference difference from a performing point of view is there less pressure on you when you're on the bill with other people? So you think, well, half the crowd, you know, they bought for Blake, or do you know what I mean? Rather than it being 100% you. Does that make a difference to you?
I think sure. Yeah. When it's a hard ticket show and your name's on the marquee and you know that you're the one that's responsible for filling the place, of course there's like a level of pressure. But I think there's also a level of pressure when you think about somebody, a superstar like Blake Shelton, asking you to be the direct support on his tour. He's expecting you to bring a level of, you know, a level of professionalism, and also probably looking to you to help sell tickets in some regard. And he doesn't want somebody on his tour that isn't going to sell any tickets. So I think there's like different pressures for different scenarios.
Is there one that you prefer, or not? Because you recently played at Luke Bryan's Crash My Player festival as well, didn't you?
I did. It was quite the party.
Well,
Do I prefer one or the other? I mean, of course you want to get to the place where you can sell your own tickets. And I got to sell out the Ryman 2 nights back in October. And that was probably my favorite thing I've done so far as a live show. But I also really, really love getting to open for other artists. I'm such a fan of people like Blake and Luke, and it's really special to get to be a part of their tours.
we can only see that festival from afar, literally as well, because clearly it's in Mexico and we're in the UK. But it does seem like if I was going to notch up or make the effort to fly across the Atlantic, it mightn't be a bad idea to check that out at some point too, because for a party or a festival idea, it sounds like it'd be hard to beat.
Yeah, he's really put on a really awesome thing, and it's fun to see so many people come year after year. And I think that this was his 8th year doing it, and it's just like a really cool concept, and we had a really good time down there.
I saw something recently, and I do appreciate that this was most likely said in tongue-in-cheek, but it was along the lines of you could almost do with a divorce every time, or a major tragedy, or a whatever, like a big impact in your life, to be able to give you the stimulus and you know, to give you a cracking new album. So can you explain that a little bit more?
This comment is following me. You know, I think that every artist is different, but for me, I write from real life experience. My heroes wrote from real life. They weren't afraid of their lives. I want to write music that maybe can be shocking at times. Clearly, writing about a divorce, I don't think we had really seen that in a long time, as far as just like really going in for it. And so there's just like a level of inspiration where you don't have to try to make something, I guess, embellish something. So for me, I just felt super inspired to write what was happening, because it was kind of happening in real time. So what I meant by that is I wish that I could have something so blatant in my life every single time I'm writing a record, just to like make it the thing, because there was no shortage of song ideas and writing during that process, because I knew exactly what I was going through, if that makes sense. And it felt like there was a lot to say.
No, it absolutely makes sense. And I totally get it too. Of course, nobody wishes disasters on themselves, but from the point of view of drawing on experience or whatever, no better thing for a songwriter to have something dramatic happen, I guess.
Oh, it was dramatic, and it was good though. I'm thankful for the divorce.
Yeah, happy divorce to you, by the way.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. So what's next? We've spoken about this, the live version of the album that's coming out, the tour that's, do you plan 6 months, a year plus ahead, or does it just kind of piecemeal fall into place for you?
I'm always thinking ahead. I try to think 2 steps ahead, because quickly, it'll be time for the next whatever that is. I have new music coming soon, probably sooner than people think. So I'm very excited for people to get to hear that. What He Didn't Do in the States is sitting in the top 10. It's at number 7. So my 29 chapter is coming to a close, which I think is bittersweet. I mean, it's been the album that I think I'll forever look back on and be like, that's the one that changed the game for me. But it also has just really inspired me to keep making authentic music, not being afraid of singing about my life, and not being afraid to be as country as I want to be. we're going to be touring a lot. Obviously with new music comes probably, I should probably do something on my own in the fall, and I should probably come back to the UK, like at least in the next year.
I mean, I did see some hints about new music, some new music on the way. And like you've just hinted, it might be sooner than we hope. That's exactly what fans want to hear. And from our point of view in the UK as well, just getting the opportunity to see you again, that's win-win, especially if you have a new selection of songs to share with us as well.
Yeah, it's time, and we're still trying to figure out how we're going to release things, but I promise that there's new stuff coming very soon. Half of it's already done.
Brilliant. So you're a busy person, so that I really appreciate you taking time out here. We started off the conversation, or pretty near the start, when we were talking about collaborations and stuff. Can you elaborate at all? Will there be any more collaborations on this next concept, or are you able to say or tell us anything?
I mean, I feel like I have to. I can't really tell you anything else.
No, that's what we call in the business a brilliant tease. So, well, I tell you what, we'll be watching your social media for further updates, and we'll soon find out, right?
You will find out, I promise. I won't keep it a secret forever.
I bet you won't. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Continued success to you, and maybe let's catch up when you're in the UK again.
Yes, please. I would love that.
Okay, Carly, all the best to you.
Thank you so much.
Just great country.
Smooth country.